I'm ready. Action.
My name is Darren Ross, and my character name is John Cavalier. How y'all doing? My name is John Cavalier. I'm the head of an independent special operatives team that investigates paranormal anomalies in humans, as well as objects and places that are labeled extra-normal and paranormal. My team is from all over the world, and our goal is to locate and investigate these anomalies, understand their power, and safeguard them from being misused as a potential threat to the civilian world. I'm an ex-CIA operative and left because there was a black team that was part of there that we were finding items and people, and I found that they were manipulating them. So I've broken off and taken some of my friends to start a little ragtag unit of our own to get these people before them.
Okay.
Also from Rockaway, Queens, New York originally.
Okay. And are you seeing anyone?
Am I seeing anyone? Well, I was dating someone very seriously for about 6 years. Fortunately, she ended up being on the other side of the Black Ops unit. That didn't work too well for investigative purposes.
And now you're flying solo?
I'm flying solo.
Okay.
Now, with anomalies, are you talking about extraterrestrials and ghosts?
Yep, supernatural, extraterrestrial, things that are imbued with power.
Okay. Have you ever come into contact with?
I have not come into contact with any items of that type. I have come in contact with people who have extra normal abilities. We've seen some interesting things.
What's the weirdest story that you can tell about your experiences?
Well, I could tell you a couple stories. I could tell you about what was the first thing I learned about, or I could tell you about the experience of a person we had to extract.
Whatever you want.
What are you guys more interested in?
Extraction.
Extraction, all right. Well, being that the teams from different parts of the world, we incorporate different people for different extractions. So if it's an item and we need more of a unit that's got to come in and got to grab something, we may need people who are better with getting in and out of places. If it's having to extract a person who's contacted us and needs help, we may need people with more hand-to-hand sort of combat weaponry sort of experience. So we were contacted by a gentleman named Craig Dobbs, who was part of a biker gang called Hell's Fury, who told us that his power was that he actually turns into a woman. And it turns out that he turns into a little Korean woman. And he didn't really know what to do about that, and was very afraid of his gang finding out about that and getting kicked out of it. So he contacted us to help him, but unfortunately we could not speak with him. We couldn't get through the gang to speak with him. So he said, look, you guys are going to have to come in and act like you're some sort of gang to talk to me and get me out. So we went undercover, playing like we were gang members, met up in one of the biker bars that they hang at, and we had to kind of stage sort of a bit of a rival gang fight to get him out. So I brought some of my best close quarter combat hand-to-hand guys, found him in the bar, we started talking, and then he staged a fight with me. Even though he turns into a woman, the guy's very powerful. He's over 6 feet, and took some good shots from him trying to get him out. But he does have a bit of a feminine side, even as a larger man. A couple shots I took from him. He's sorry, don't get in that itch too hard. And we got him out of there.
Does he have his powers when he's the woman?
Well, he doesn't really have powers as far as superhuman strength. He's just a large, badass guy. But we noticed that when he turns into a woman, his voice is still the same. So I asked him about that, and it seemed like not all those parts have changed.
What's a typical day in your life like morning to evening? What does that look like?
A typical day, if we're not on an extraction mission or an investigative mission, we'll check in. I've got a sort of a warehouse facility space that we work out of. I've got we've got someone back at base named Shuggy she kind of takes in a lot of information of people who are sending stuff to us. Sometimes we even get goofy YouTube clips of people claiming they got powers. She finds the ones that look the most real. We'll go check them out, investigate them. A lot of times we have to debunk them. People pretend to be gurus and things like that. But every so often we'll get a guy like Craig who's the real deal, and we'll go, if it's local close, we'll go check him out maybe that day, or if it's a bigger traveling, whether another state or another country, we'll have to go plan a longer mission. If I need guys from outside of the country, we'll go in and plan to get them out. We also have a scientist who's making some items for us that help us for communications and weaponry and such. He's also there at the warehouse as well, so something to check in with him, see how he's doing. He's working on a time traveling device actually right now.
Is the chupacabra real?
Excuse me?
Is the chupacabra real?
Is the chupacabra real? Well, in my experience, I think they are, but not quite what we think they are. We think, well, they're sort of, people think that it's sort of a werewolf-y kind of creature, and we actually think it's something that's trapped between dimensions. So that's also part of the things we've found out, that a lot of supernatural things are not really people that are ghosts, but they're actually trapped between different dimensions and they're trying to get back.
Oh,